Hi everyone, you are so beautiful to me. Can't you see? Can't you see? Hi everyone, this is today's song. This is my theme song, you guys, today. I hope you like it. Alright, you guys, so today I've been inspired to talk about this topic, which is about moles and their spiritual meanings as from our perspective as Muslim spiritualists. And from my background, I've got a mixed background. So I've got Arabian, European, African, some very mixed, but I have learned a lot about moles throughout my life because I have like very specific moles on my body, but I also have, if you see my video, my shorts and stuff like that, you'll see I have moles on my forehead. I have one on my chin, and maybe you can't see on my eyelid. I have one on my cheek. So I have like moles and on different parts of my body. And since I was young, I was told many things about the moles, and at some stage I sat down with one of my elders and he explained to me what the moles meant in a spiritual sense, or from their experience. That person that I spoke to was someone in our family, a Sufi scholar who used to specialize. Everyone has a different gift. When you're spiritual, everyone has a different gift, and everyone has something different to offer. So if you look at people online, for example, who do readings, who talk about spiritual things, everyone has their information, their experience, and that's what I like, the diversity. And it's very nice to have a lot of different people with different experiences. We learn from each other, all of us. I learn from people every day. So I think that it's important also to share my knowledge, because I have worked in the spiritual field for a very long time, and I do have a lot of experience. That man that I talked to had a lot of gifts that were connected to the physical appearance of people and of things, and the symbolisms, different symbolisms of things, what they meant spiritually. And he was a very meticulous man, and a very detailed man, and a very honest man. So whenever he told me something, I believed him full-heartedly. And I did try out this thing with the moles, and it really fit in very well with myself and with people that I know. So I'm going to talk about them. So let's start on the body from the top, the forehead. The forehead moles are very lucky and considered very auspicious in our traditions. If you have one mole on your forehead, whether it's on the right side or the left side, it means that you have a big potential for fame and a good reputation. If you have two, it means that there is you're going to have big global fame and fortune and recognition. So the ones on the forehead, especially if the forehead is wide, are considered very, very lucky. So if you have these, then expect to be wealthy and famous and a big global star. So that's what's going to happen. Moles generally, they are lucky, okay, and especially if when you look at them, they look nice, okay. If someone looks at them, that's always means, and especially. Doesn't matter what color they are, but the darker they are, the better they are from our tradition. So that means these are what the moles on the forehead mean when they're on the front. On the side of the forehead, it means someone with strong mental powers, especially on the right side of the forehead. And I have one on the right side of my forehead. And it also means that the person will have a good reputation. In whatever they do, they have a good reputation because they operate with honesty and they have strong mental powers, and these are spiritual powers. Usually you find that people who have a forehead, on the right side of their forehead, a mole that is visible, and that means that these people have the potential to heal and to make changes in energy, to create changes, to create breakthroughs, to create positivity in energy, with energy, okay, whether that is through prayer, through rituals, whatever the tradition is, okay. This channel is open to everyone. Everyone is welcome here. We do not discriminate on this channel. Whoever you are, wherever you are from, whatever your background, and whatever you do, you are welcome. So, on the right side of the forehead, that's what I mean, on the right side of the head, okay, like towards the hairline, on the right side. On the left side, it can mean that you are protected from the negative aspects of what is on the right side. So if you have one on both sides of your head, that's usually the best placement. The right one will attract good things and give you a good reputation and good mental powers. The left side will protect you from being deceived through your mind. So people will not be able to manipulate your mind with black magic, with hexes, with curses, with negativity. You will be protected on the left side of if it's on the left side of your forehead. Now let us go down onto the eyes. So on the upper eyelids, especially on the right upper eyelid, this is a very lucky mole, okay, and it means sexual prowess or someone who is sexually good. They are for their spouses. They are usually very good to be with them in a sexual sense. They enjoy that with their spouses or partners. And they also mean that the person is going to be wealthy or is wealthy or has the potential for wealth. Usually people with moles on their eyelids, especially the right eyelid, means that this is wealth, and at times it's sudden wealth, and at times it is, but it follows a path where the person has earned that. So you'll find that they are doing something, a service, some kind of service. For example, someone who does like voluntary work and stuff like that, a carer, or voluntary work to care of all the people, and then someone might leave them, for example, money, or they help people selflessly, and then someone is impressed with their help and they give them money, and so on, okay. And sometimes these people can have a tendency to find treasures or discover things that will give them fortune through treasures. On the left eyelid, upper eyelid, that's on the upper eyelid, on the eyelid of the eye. It's usually they say on the eye, so it's on the eye. On the left eye or on the eyelid, it protects the person from the negative aspects of that, okay. So the person will be powerfully protected from, example, seeing bad things in their life, okay, because the moles, they are known to either lock or unlock doors in a spiritual sense, okay. So the mole on the left eyelid will close the door towards deception when it comes to intimate relations, when it comes to finances, being lucky, being fortunate, okay. The left side is always protective. The right side always attracts, okay, from our experience. So now we go onto the cheeks. On the right cheek, wherever that is on the right cheek, if you have one mole, this is usually a good partner, whether that is a man or a woman, okay. It is usually seen on the right cheek on men and women of value, okay. And they tend to attract wealthy and kind and generous and intelligent people if they have them on the right cheek. On the left cheek, it is protective against the negative aspects of that. But some people, when it is on the left cheek, say that it is an omen for some kind of struggle when it comes to love. It can even sometimes be a sign of promiscuity or deception. It is generally considered not very fortunate for traditional love and friendship, okay, but it can happen in any other way. And it can also be protective against the negative or bad relationships. So even if the person has any kind of negative connection with anyone, then they are protected from that person deceiving them. On the right side, it's a good omen though, and it tells about a good future and bright future when it comes to that. Okay, good people will come into your life, whether you are a man or woman, and they will be of great support to you. Now we're going down on the nose to the nose. On the right side is good energy and power, and spiritual power. And it means also that the person could have the gift of healing if they utilize their energy correctly and it is balanced. On the left side, it is sometimes these people who have moles on the left side of their nose, they can be very talented in, so powerful spiritually that sometimes they can be like open to the possibility of them abusing that power and going into witchcraft and things like that. So if someone has a one on the left side of the nose, know that you are very powerful, but these things like witchcraft and abuse of spiritual power, they can be avoided if they're managed with awareness. So it is a sign when it's on the left side for the person to harness that power correctly and to practice their free will, okay, and be determined to, basically walk the straight and narrow and try, when it comes to spirituality, and try not to deceive people. Which I am sure all of you do not deceive people, and you are very positive people and amazing people. If you have one on the left side, I always see things in a positive light. I see a person like that as someone powerful, and I give them the benefit of the doubt that they will avoid abusing their power and going into things that are like witchcraft and manipulation, black magic, and so on of people, okay, hurting people with spiritual energy. Basically is what it boils down to. If the person hurts someone else without wanting to defend themselves, then that is, or having to defend themselves, then that is considered bad. On the lips, these moles on the lips, they speak of this person being a good influence of others, and their words will carry power and command. When it is on the upper lip, it is also a sign of good fortune, and that the person will always, their words will be healing to others and kind and good to others, okay? Especially if it is on the upper lip. If it is on the lower lip, it can mean that the person will get their way in life through what they do for talking or speech, or if they're a lecturer or someone who gives motivational speech, then that can mean that. Now we move on to the chin. On the left chin, it is power and strong, and the person will possess strong words that can actually hurt other people. They will have very sharp words that are like swords. They can be a bit negative towards others. So they need to be mindful of that and control it, okay? The word like shut your mouth comes to mind, okay? So it's like this person needs to be careful, because on the left side, it weakens the person's ability to control their words or whatever they think will come out in their words, and sometimes it can hurt the feelings of other people, okay? So that is very important to control it. All of the negative aspects of this can be controlled if the person is aware of what these moles signify. So you can use any of this information to your advantage. If you know what that mole is, just be careful if it's on the left side about what you say. You'll usually be right, but sometimes some people can misunderstand it. So it's best to try your best to control it. And inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, God will protect you from the negativity of it. On the right chin, it is like the one that I have. If you look on my videos, on the right side of the chin, it denotes a powerful and commanding energy when it comes to the person's speech. It also talks about a lovely nature, and the person's words are kind and soft, and it is a sign of beauty of spirit. Okay, so these kind of people always have good people around them and friends who look after them, and anyone who comes to them feels uplifted by what they say and by their caring nature, which I pray to God that I am. Okay, so we have to, these are just, marks on the body, and we have to consciously do these things. Okay, if you see that on a person, don't just assume that they are. Always use your discretion and see what actually the person says to you and what they do. Okay, but usually that is what it means. Now there's one important here that is on the neck, and anywhere on the neck, it's a bit dangerous. Okay, when you have it on the neck, it's usually can mean early death, but it has to be really prominent and dark. Okay, so this is the only one that I would say please remove it if you have it. It draws in the evil eye, is what I know. And if you know from my channel, I tell you that 66.6% of people are in their graves because of the evil eye. Okay, and I personally know people who have had it on their neck, anywhere on the neck, on the front of the neck, is dangerous, and it needs to be removed. So if you want come across this video, this is my spiritual advice to you, but use your own discretion and see how you are. Okay, or just be extra aware about your health and everything. But the best thing to do to negate the effect, a negative effect to you, to remove the negative effect of a mole, is to actually remove the mole surgically, get it removed. It's usually a very quick and easy procedure, okay, and cheap. Okay, it can be done easily. On the back of the neck, between the shoulder blades, it means that the person can have a strong temper, and it usually means that the person needs to control themselves when it comes to their temper, and that can also be removed, and people notice big improvements once they remove them. Okay, I used to know a relative of mine who had it on the back of his neck, and he used to be like very very difficult and hard to deal with for everyone. And then my one of the man that I told you about that I learned from, one day he went and he pulled down the back of his shirt like that, and he told him, you need to remove this mole because this is what's causing you all this like negativity and anger issues. And then when they removed it, they went away. So these things are real and they really do work. Okay, especially if the person feels guided to do them. It is your decision, whoever you are. If you have it and you're listening, you can do with it what you like. Okay, but our spiritual advice is to get it removed because it will help the person. Now, on the shoulders, this is usually very powerful for prophets, and it is a sign of respect. It is a sign that the person is spiritually gifted and could be from a special lineage, like an Abrahamic lineage. I have one on my shoulder, and that is a sign of people who they can see the future, past, present, and future. They are healers. Could be descendants of prophets, or from lineages that are royal, and so on. So they will have ones on their shoulders. So if you have one there, know that you have like a mark of, having a powerful gift, okay, and an anointing from God, okay, or like you are a wali, like we say wali in Arabic, okay, or you are a sayyid, or someone who is from the ashraf, or the descendants of the house of Prophet Muhammad, or the house of Ibrahim, Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam. Many of us have it. From my family, they all have it on their shoulders. So it's a sign of that. On the chest, it is a sign of spiritual power, and especially if it is red, okay, it is a sign that the person is incorruptible, okay, and it's a sign of nobility, okay. So if you have the red chest mole, it's that. If you have a black one or a dark colored one, it is a sign that any endeavor that you go towards, you will be protected from failure in that endeavor. So you'll have success in all the things that you do. Okay. Now, going down to the arms are both very good. They're a sign, moles on any parts of the arms are a sign of luxury and respect, a sign of warmth and kindness, and it is the so-called person that is a keeper that has the moles on the arms. Okay, so if you have one on your arm, it's a really good sign. Going to the hands, between the fingers, if the mole, especially if the mole is new, when it appears between your fingers, it means that the person will get extreme wealth. Okay, and sometimes it will feel as if they didn't have to work for it, it just happened to them. Okay, and if it appears, it means that there has permission, or the right, the God-given right to be wealthy has been approved by God, is what our traditions say. On the inner part of the ring finger, it is success, wealth, and happiness, and joy in love. On the little finger, it is through income through unexpected means. Like, it depends on the person's faith. It's a sign of good, like karma, or that the person has been good if it appears on the, especially on the small finger. It's like gifts of money, or gifts of property, or gifts of whatever, equity or whatever. So the person will be getting these in a way that they do not expect, and will make you very happy if you have it. That will definitely happen. Okay. Now let's go to the palms. In the middle of the palm, it is not really a good omen, and my advice is to get it removed. It will usually block the person's earning and money, if it is especially in the middle of the palm. Okay, in either hand. On the right hand, it blocks them from receiving. On the left hand, it makes them spend all the money that they have. So if you have it, it's not good. However, the only exception to this is if you have moles on the mounds of Venus, which are under the thumb. This fleshy area under the thumb, they on the right side, on the right side, on the mount of Venus, it usually can block the earning, because you receive with the right hand. You get the money in the right hand, especially for men. If it's a woman, it's the left hand. If someone generally has moles on the left mount of Venus, it means that they will never ever run out of money. No matter what happens, they will always have money. Okay? And I have some 2 moles on my left hand on the mount of Venus, and I can tell you, I thank God, alhamdulillah, I never ever run out of money. Even when I was younger and I was like really in my teens and early 20s, and I used to do like sometimes things that all teenagers do and stuff like that, and run out, I would literally find money on the ground. So you'll never run out. Okay, and this is a very good sign for you that you'll never run out. Is the mole on the mount of Venus of the left hand. Now let's go down to the legs, on the calves and the shins, on the thighs, okay, and on both thighs. Okay, it means that the person is going to be happy in love, and it means that the person is going to, when the person meets their true counterpart, soulmate, twin flame, whatever people want to call it, but their partner that they want to spend the rest of their life with, they will never separate or never part. Okay, so that's a very good sign, especially if it's prominent on the thigh. On the calves and the shins, it is very good as well. The front is usually on the legs to stay, makes things stay, people or things stay. Now, when you go down the legs to the calves, the front of the legs on the shins of the legs is it prevents people from moving far away from home. So if someone has, like, say, a job where they travel a lot, they experience a lot of problems in travel, a solution to that would be to remove the mole that is on the right shin or on the left shin. It will cause them to left is cause them to stay and not be able to travel. Right, travel and safety through divine energies like angels. Okay, and usually these people will be very adaptable. Okay, especially if it is on the right side. Then you have the lower legs and the feet, they are like the calves. Okay, the front, the upper side of the feet is like the calves, is like the shin, and the lower side of the feet is like the calves. Okay, so anterior, posterior, or front or back will be like that. Okay, so they're very interesting, the moles, and they have a lot of different meanings depending on exactly where they are located. Okay, so it's not an exact science really, but this is just a general guide. And if you have any of these moles, and then it will give you a lot of reassurance if it is in the right spot. But if it is in the wrong spot and you feel that your life is affected by negativity, you can see the feeling that you get and the guidance that you get, the spiritual guidance that you get in your feeling, whether you want to remove it or not. Usually from my experience, when it is in the wrong part of the body or the face or the body or so on, if the person removes it, then the effect of that mole goes away. Alright? And if the person wants to create something, like to attract something to them, they can wear the mole where it is lucky. Okay, and that actually like get like a fake mole or something and wear it on that part, and it will help them attract what they want. Okay, so that's also a good idea to consider. Always do this with prayer. Mention the name of God. Put God first. Use your holy books. And do not for 1 second believe that you can do it on your own. Everything is by permission from God. Nothing good or bad will happen unless God gives it the okay. Alright, so let's always believe in God and leave things in the hands of God. I love you guys so much. This is all I have for you guys. I hope this was helpful. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, you guys. And please comment. And I will see you guys in your next video. Thank you guys so much. See you guys soon.